My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is November 6th, 2021, and Bitcoin is looking sluggish. Okay. Uh, Today I'd like to talk about why, despite the ugly, sluggish, torpid price action that we see here, we've been kind of meandering around this trading range, 60K level, and actually failing to breach 62 and 63K. Yet I am still long Bitcoin in the immediate short term, and this I want to explain in detail. All right, so first and foremost, for those of you who are not subscribed to the channel, I'm going to zoom out and show you my sort of my long-term kind of thesis on why this is a top. We're at a macro top. Okay, and when I say macro top, I do not mean the bull run is over. I just mean that we are at a local top and we can expect a larger correction. So really quickly, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would encourage you to subscribe if you're looking for daily Bitcoin updates and in-depth Elliott wave analysis on the price action. Okay, this is both for traders, for position traders, for swing traders, and for investors. All right, after the end of this move right here, this is a B wave, or sorry, this is a C wave, and we know C waves end in 5-wave impulses, right? This is the C wave of the B wave. Let's zoom out a little more just so you understand. You have 5 waves up. That's the 5-wave impulse for the all-time high in May. Then you have the May crash with the A wave, right? A, B, C, okay? And then you have A, B, C in the wave 5. And this is basically what we've just completed, more or less, right here with the all-time high of 67. And now we are basically turning around from that. So what does price action do every time it turns around? It has to correct from this impulse, which you know that for those of you who know anything about Elliott wave theory, you know that the end of an impulse in a B wave always ends in a C wave. So there's, it's all fractal. So within a B wave, you have an ABC. So this C is 5 waves. So it requires an ABC correction. That's currently what we're in the short term, right? So you have your A, which is also comprised of an ABC, and then your B, which is also comprised of an ABC. This is why I'm long Bitcoin in the immediate short term. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Please don't let the fractalization of the waves break your brain. If you have trouble kind of following, just zoom out, take it slow, right? There's ABC. Every time you get 5 waves up, you get ABC. ABC correction. You can get a flat, zigzag. It doesn't matter, but you have to get an ABC correction after that. So this is basically what we're in, okay? And one of the reasons I'm long Bitcoin right now is because we have this A, this B, and one of you asked this yesterday, Steven asked this. Isn't it true, isn't it possible that we may already have gone the length of our B wave on this A wave, and then we can already start the C wave, meaning the B wave, the B wave may just go something like this, like a zigzag, right? And I said, I don't believe that's the case. Reason being is because if you were to have a zigzag, right, which would be a shallow rise for the B, we all know, according to Elliott wave theory, zigzags rise between 0.5 and 0.618 of the A wave, okay? And so we pull the fibs on this A wave, and this is the bottom of the A wave, not this wick. And I explained that yesterday in yesterday's video, so I'm not going to go into that. So if you pull the fibs on this A wave, you see that it goes past the 618, which leads me to believe that we're going to come as high at minimum to the 786, which would make it a valid flat correction, which is what I anticipate. So I'm long Bitcoin to at the very least this 786 of this A wave. Okay, and this is why I think that it's worthy of a trade, right? What's that? That's a 7.5% trade, right? And if you're using leverage, if you're even using 5x leverage, that's 35%. 10x leverage, that's 70. Sorry, 10x leverage on that is 75 or 80%, right? So again, that is a worthwhile trade if you want to trade this volatility. Check out my links below. Phemex is one of my favorite. I'm a US resident, so I prefer Phemex over Bybit. And I just like Phemex for other reasons. I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, just use my referral code to get bonuses. And if you're new to trading, start small, use those bonuses, make mistakes, make a system or establish a system, make sure that you're able to turn $5 into $10 into $20 before you put in real money. Okay. So this is why I believe that we're going at least to this 65 region. And then yesterday's video was saying how I don't believe that we're going to breach 66K. And the reason for that was that if we were to extrapolate the A wave, right? So this is an ABC, right? This B wave is also comprised of an ABC. If we take this A wave, right, and we measure the 1, 2, 3, 6 of this A wave, right, and we all know that to project a C wave from an ABC correction, the C wave would travel 1 to 1, 2, 3, 6 of the A wave. So if you take the fibs from the top of the A wave to the bottom, the 1, 2, 3, 6 ends at 65,752. So this is again why I think that we're not breaching 66K. All right. So that having been sort of reiterated, let's go into why I think this is a good entry point right here, right? So a few reasons. First and foremost, on the 12-hour, you see that this 55 EMA is creeping up close to where I think this fifth wave will end. So I'm going to kind of do large picture, and then I'm going to zoom in for you, so don't worry. Again, on the 12-hour, look at the stochastic RSI. I'm going to blow it up really quickly. You see that we're about to get a bullet. We're pretty much bottomed out on the 12 hours. So that's pretty significant. We're about to get a bullish cross here in a little bit. Basically, because this is a 12-hour chart, this may take 12 more hours, right, to get the bullish cross. But we're going to zoom in onto smaller time frames and also see kind of the same thing, right? Also, you have decreasing volume. If you're going down with decreasing volume, that basically means that you're nearing an inflection point. You're nearing a reversal, right? Because volume's not confirming the direction of price action. Okay, so let's go into the 4-hourly time frame. And on the 4-hourly time frame, we can see similar things where I think the fifth wave will end. And I'm going to go into my wave count on this C wave here. But you see this 144 EMA is serving as support currently on what I think is the bottom of wave 3 and sort of where wave 4 is kind of taking shape. So you also see a bottoming out of the stochastic RSI on the 4-hourly. So I don't think it would be wise to go short on Bitcoin, even though right now it's looking ugly. Going short on Bitcoin right now isn't confirmed by the price action, isn't confirmed by just basic indicators, right? I think the play is to go long. Obviously, we've been going sideways for quite some time, but if you really zoom out and pay attention, we've been holding this level of support right here very, very, very well. this 60K, 59 to 60K region, we've been holding it extremely well. So if you turn on the VPVR, you'll see that there's a lot of trading happening here. Our point of control is right here. So this is a strong level of support for Bitcoin right now. And then turning on the vital algo indicator, which is a partner of the channel. If you want to use this indicator, it's a paid indicator. You can use it free for 7 days, but if you want to use it, you can use code ESDIN for 25% off at checkout. I don't know that you can get any better deal if you want to use Vital Algo. And I'm going to leave a link to that in the description as well as the first pinned comment. Anyway, see in the 12-hour time frame, again, you see the 55 serving as support where we think we're going to end, but Vital Algo says that actually we don't find high liquidity until 58, which makes sense. However, I still think, and this is one of the reasons you use indicators, but you don't necessarily only trade with them. You use them as confirmation. I still believe that this is a turnaround point. I don't believe that we'll go as far down as 58, and I'm going to show why in my count right now. So going back into smaller time frames, let's go on the 45-minute chart. And let's make this a little smaller. Okay. So again, if you look more carefully at this A wave, if you look more carefully at this B wave, the B wave is also comprised of an A, B, C. Okay, and now let's draw that out just so everybody can see. We're gonna draw it out, but we're gonna erase it just so things don't get too messy. So this B wave is comprised of A, B, C. Okay, let's change the color. Do you see that? So the A wave's ABC, the B wave's ABC, the C wave is going to be C, okay? In a flat correction, which this is, okay? If it's a zigzag correction, the A wave is AB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's an impulse. And the B wave's ABC, and the C wave's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is very important, and even like really, really good traders sometimes screw this up. But this can be the difference between you're making a good entry and having a good plan, and you're completely flubbing it because you miffed on the fundamentals, right? So remember, A waves 3 waves, B waves 3 waves, C waves 5 waves for a flat correction. It doesn't matter if it's an extended flat or a regular flat, same thing, or a running flat. This is the count. 3, 3, 5. Remember that, okay? So let's get rid of that. So now that you know it's an ABC, you can actually use this understanding to count 5 waves down to see the end of this C wave, okay? And this is what I'm trying to do here, because if I want to go long Bitcoin, I want a good entry, because I actually did get stopped out up here because I was under the impression that this was pretty much our turnaround point. So I got stopped out. So I want to make another entry to go long Bitcoin to get that 7.5% in that 7.5% run to the 786 that I anticipate. Okay, actually from here it would be 9.5%. So I think that's a pretty good trade, right? And again, that's not like a long-term position trade. It's just a scalp or a swing trade, a small time frame trade. So this is my reasoning. You have to zoom in. Let's zoom in even closer to the 15-minute. And I want to count 5 waves down from what I think the end of B is. So again, I think this is A. I think this is B. And look at B. Do you see this? I'm going to draw it out. And this is important. You want to recognize patterns. Do you see that? I drew that a bit too high. I'm going to draw it again. Do you see that? That looks like a B wave. Okay, I'm gonna show you that same thing. Oh, I'm gonna show you that same thing. Okay, so did you see that B? Let's look at B here in the A wave. I hope you guys are seeing this. Like, this is really it takes, the magician Teller. He says the difference between, or sometimes magic is simply somebody taking longer than anybody can imagine on figuring something out, or spending more time than anyone can imagine on something, and that's magic sometimes. If you spend enough time in these charts, you see these patterns. You see that? That's the B wave of this A leg, okay? So B waves do tend to look a certain way. And again, if you can recognize that, you'll see that here we're getting something very similar to that. Do you see this? That is further confirmation that this is a likely bottom for the B wave, okay? And I thought actually that, the reason I made my entry up here is because I thought it was going to come like this, okay? So we can measure these things out, and let's go into the count. This is the last thing we're going to do because we're not going to make the video too long. So let's count 5 waves from this being the end of B, or the top of B, okay? There's 1, 2. Remember, 2 comes usually between the 0.5 and 618. Whoops. 2 usually comes between the 0.5 and 618 of 1. Okay, 0.5 and 618. Boom, that is a valid 2. All right, let's move on. Now, 3 is usually projected between the 1.618 or 2 of, 1.618 and 2 of 1. So if you take the fibs and you project the distance of 3, you should get at least 1.618 and as much as 2 in a regular 3 wave. So I got my 3 wave coming here, and it's between 1.618 and 2, okay? So that is a valid 3. Just because of time, I'm not going to go into counting the 5 waves in 3, but you can also do that to confirm, okay? Basically, really quickly, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I got a diagonal, ending diagonal in 5. That's why the 4th wave retraces into the region of the 2 wave. That's only allowed in an ending diagonal. Okay, 5th wave. Okay, and then you have the 4th wave, which should come up between the 236 and the 382, and that's what we're currently in my estimation. So if you take your fibs and, whoops, wrong way. You take your fibs from the top of 3 to the bottom, you see that we're in that region, 236 to 382. So I don't anticipate for 3 to come, or for 4 to come up much higher than this. And then 5 will be between the 1236 and the 1618, the inverse 1236 and 1618 of 4. Do you see that? Boom. So 1236, 1618. And we can also find more confluence. But that's pretty much it. Hope this was helpful. Hope this was